Let's see those jazz hands, Walter. There you go. Walter coming from the cave tonight.
For tonight.
We are live. We are live. There you go. I hope you got your big girl panties on. It's Friday. It's Friday, yo. So this is episode 241 of the Who Moves My Freedom podcast. You know, probably your second favorite podcast, I guess, after Joe Rogan, which I did watch, but I didn't watch it last night because I stayed up until midnight and I still didn't see it and I was tired. So I went to sleep, watched it today with the Elon Musk. He was on there, Walter. You probably didn't get a chance to see any of that.
I didn't see it. I just heard about it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I'm calling tonight's show is like with Elon Musk being on Joe Rogan, is he a modern day Buckaroo Banzai or is he just weird? Just weird.
I think it leans toward the weird part.
Yeah. Buckaroo Banzai was a little weird. I was just thinking about that comparison because I was actually watching Buckaroo Banzai today while I was doing some editing. And it's actually a cool movie. It was kind of like a flop when it came out in 1984, way back when I think I started high school in 1984. It just seems funny. Yeah, I know by then, you know, when you started high school in what, like 1684? 1584, something like that.
Back with I was in a class with Cleopatra.
Yeah. Where were you in 1984, Walter?
I was living in a house with like 3 or 4 of my friends, my male friends.
Oh,
we
okay.
had guy house.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Single.
Yeah.
Single and down to mingle.
That was yeah. That was the time, anyways.
Yeah. Young, hung, and full of you know what.
Yeah, I guess.
You can fill in the rest of it.
Dumb
I know those are good old days. Good old days. I like the 80s, man. I'm all about the 80s. So Buckaroo Banzai was a weird movie back then. It's a weird movie today. Very interesting though. Lots of actual stars in that movie. Ellen Barkin was in there. You know, Ellen Barkin's kind of sexy. Do you know who I'm talking about? Ellen Barkin? No, you don't know Ellen Barkin?
Ellen Barkin has got the funny, like. No, wait a minute. Hang on. I'm confusing people. I have to look.
You're gonna have to Google her. Google Ellen Barkin.
Okay.
So there you go. She was in there. Lots of people in there. The guy who played RoboCop was in there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you had the Doc from Back to the Future was in there.
Yeah.
Bunch of dudes were in IMDb, Buckaroo Banzai. So I was just thinking about that while I was watching Joe Rogan and Elon Musk. It was actually, I thought it was, you know, it was a good show. I don't think anyone's ever got him to sit down that long and be that candid. So I figured we'll talk about that. There's so many things going on, right? So, you know, President Obama's, he's out there making speeches.
You know.
And, you know, this is going to surprise you. This is going to shock you, Walter. This is going to shock you.
What's that?
But he's talking bad about Trump. I know you don't believe that.
You know, that sorry sack of shit has got enough balls to take credit for the economy now.
Oh, my Lord.
8 years of his socialist agenda, and nothing happened. The economy went into like a complete stall. And as soon as a Trump's elected, automatically business starts making business again. And it wasn't because of Obama, because of Trump. So
yeah, ultimately, if people and companies are spending money, it's because they feel positive. Yeah, they feel positive and they're looking forward to the future, so they're spending money.
You know.
I guess we're all doing it, all dropping the monies. You know, who knows?
Well,
the apocalypse could be around the corner. Who knows?
I haven't been spending as much as I had been in the past right now because of things going on. But yes, I do like to spend money. Yes.
Yeah, I get it. I did a little bit of balling out myself. Probably shouldn't have done it.
Well,
you know, we all fall into that category. Everyone, you got to ball out at something, right?
It's not because I don't have any way to make it. It's just because of that other stuff going on with the gov. So
there's worse things, Walter. We could spend our money instead of on guns, cars, you know, whatever it is we spend our money on. You know, maybe we could always spend our money on crack or meth. I don't know.
Was crack like a girl's crack or like?
No, I'm talking about the crack.
Oh no, that's bad. That's bad.
You know, like crack is crack. Don't do crack. Crack.
That's bad stuff. Yeah, no,
Yeah, absolutely. It is bad stuff. And I think that, people could do lots of things. I think people are feeling upbeat and positive right now, regardless of the fact of what the media, the TV news is trying to make you miserable every single day.
Yeah, they're trying to. I mean,
Yeah.
So things are, I mean, okay, there's always people in the economy or in the world that are not doing as well as others. But generally, I think things are more upbeat now than they were. There wasn't this, when Obama was around, it was just constant doom and gloom. We're going to come and restrict you and more regulations and more, more of that kind of monkey business. So,
well, I think in lots of ways they're getting ready to put us in serious lockdown for people, for human beings to really subjugate their lives the way that progressives, super progressives, liberals want people to do. That's going to have to be done by force.
Oh yeah. No, you're not going to. Even your leftist has things that they like to do that aren't that wouldn't be part of the party line when the crackdown came.
What they really want to do is not going to be done easily. They're gonna have to do it. They're gonna have to force us to do it. So that's why there's a plan, and only just the beginning, just the early stages of that plan involve taking guns away from people and all those other kinds of things. So
you don't have to look very far. Look at Venezuela, look at Cuba, look at Nicaragua, look at any socialist country you happen upon. Most of Europe.
Yeah. But and this is the thing. This is the thing. Like I was looking, someone shared an article. I think it was my friend Sean Effries on Facebook or someplace. I was looking at this article. But there was an article talking about how Obama is going to be doing. There's like a speech or something like that he's going to be giving in Norway, one of those places. And what is it? Obama threatens to cancel his speech in Denmark if the contract is released, right? Because he's getting paid so much money.
All right. Well, and the money, and then probably the terms, which, you got to do this to that, and this for me, and this for, and Michelle's got to have a place, with this, and they got to get a foot rub and all that stuff. They don't like you to know all that stuff. He's supposed to be down with the sickness. You know what I'm saying? And he's just another elitist. So.
Well, and that's the thing I was going to say to you, because eventually what they're going to try to tell us is that in order to save the rest of the world, we're going to have to give up our stuff. You've got to open up your home. Where was it? I think I was either hearing that on the radio last night or something like that, or was it Rush Limbaugh? Someone was playing a clip of him talking about how, like these politicians saying that you should build an apartment in your garage for the homeless, or for these people, or for those people, how you should just keep giving up more and more of your stuff to make other people happy. And in America, we're very generous. We do a lot to help people, right? More than anywhere else on the face of the planet. But this is the thing, man. If they want to do all of this stuff for people, it has to come from somewhere. And there's not enough rich people on the planet. I keep telling people, there's not. If you think that the rich are the 1% or whatever, how the hell are they going to pay for all the shit that you want to get free?
I got news for these people that want everything for nothing. The definition of rich is not very rich. Their definition of rich starts at a real low. It ain't my rich, I can tell you that. What I can say.
How much money do you have to consider that you be rich?
Let me see.
I think wealth is, wealth. There's a whole bunch of things involved in wealth, to be honest.
If you just go straight up money, or
like just sitting in the bank, because if you got to bust your ass and get up every day, I don't like. That's not really. You're a working man. I'm not saying that you could be wealthy and you're working every day to make it, but I'm talking. You got to have reserves in the bank.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have 5 or 6 million sitting in the bank.
Oh, okay. See, you're a very modest person.
Well, I mean,
I guess I shouldn't say how much I was thinking.
Yeah, well, okay. Well, if you look at what these leftists or Democrats call wealthy, it starts at about $120,000, $150,000, something like that.
That's not wealthy at all.
Well, so they've lowered it to this point where everybody's wealthy.
Yeah.
Everybody that not everybody, but a lot of people that work normal jobs are wealthy.
Yeah, that's middle class. That's middle class. I mean, it depending on where you are. And by the way, $120,000 a year, even though I'm sure there's people out there saying that, oh, you could do a lot with that. That depends where you live, because
that
you
before taxes? If that's before taxes, you don't got no $120,000.
Yeah, yeah. And if you're making that, you're probably paying a crap ton of taxes.
Unless, if you're just working and don't have any deductions, real deductions, or
yeah, I don't know when's the last time you actually got like a refund when you've done your taxes. For me, it's probably been, I don't know, more than 10 years ago.
Yeah, it's been, I'd have to ask.
Way over that. I don't know, maybe 15 years ago. Every time when tax time comes around, other people are happy. I'm like, oh crap, I'm gonna owe the IRS more money.
I'd have to ask the Minister of Finance, but which I'm not. Oh, speaking, there's the Minister of Finance right there. Oh. When's the last time we got a tax refund? She just laughed.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing.
Yeah. Oh, look at this. Look what she made me. They made little bitty chocolate chip cookies and put whipped cream on top of each.
Oh, special. Oh, I think it's going to be a special time after we get off air tonight, Walter.
I hope so.
Someone's getting you sugared up.
Yeah. Rock and roll,
they're getting you buttered up, man. Like getting ready for the slaughter. Yeah. So that's the thing that I think. So we're gonna, you know what, we could probably get into it, but let me shout out everyone that's joining us here on this Friday real quick, and then we'll get into all the different things we want to talk about. If you guys have stuff, you can let me know what you want to talk about, and we'll get into that as well.
Who's working tomorrow?
Who's working tomorrow?
Yeah.
Let us know who's working. I'm going to be working because Babyface plans on making videos out at my place.
Oh, well, so, I'm going to be at the shop tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Get some stuff done so we can run the cash register a little sooner than later. So,
yeah. And by the way, that's another thing. Like, you know, I don't know if people realize this, but if you have to work every single day, you know, I'm not complaining or anything like that, but I work every single day, every day. You know, there is no such thing as days off. Even on my vacations, it makes Lola mad. Go on vacation, still got to work. So I'm not complaining about it. I live a pretty good life, but that's not wealthy as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I mean, there's different people have different definitions of wealth. You know, some people are just happy to have. They're happy to be alive. Just say that, and then and there's the family. Then there's having their pets and all that stuff, and that stuff is awesome. But no matter what you say, it's nice to have a lot of Jack.
Absolutely, yeah. You can get all philosophical with it. I think the most valuable things that you have are your health and your family, people who actually love you. Like, when it comes to like your kids, to know that like my sons love me unconditionally.
Well, they're awesome then.
Yeah. They don't know. I mean, but think about it though. Your kids really, I mean, obviously they may want some stuff or whatever. You know what? My kids actually don't harass me about wanting anything.
Well, once again, if there's enough cash flow, then the worry about money and about those want things goes away. Kind of, it's not an issue. It's one less thing off the plate. So
yeah, I think also my kids just aren't like. I actually grew up with like pretty much nothing. I know people may not believe that, but I grew up like a lot of times having nothing, sometimes having some things, and then it would just go away, going back and forward and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so for me, I always that's why I'm so crazy about cars and things like that, because, it was a dream to even have those things. My kids don't even give a crap about cars, man.
Well, yeah, because yeah.
It's no big deal. It's like, okay, Dad, whatever. That
was my main intention when I got to that age, was to get myself some wheels.
Yeah, I wanted my own place, so that my girlfriends could come over and walk around in their Vicky secrets. Yeah, because my mother was totally annoying. My mother hated on me with every single chick. Any girlfriend I had before I got my own place, my mother would either warn her sisters or try to call her parents and say, this girl should not be dating my son whatsoever. And not because there's something wrong with the girl. There's she was trying to warn them about me. So yeah, I had to get my own place, my own car. Those kind of things were a really big deal to me. So, and that's the thing, for that reason, to have all of that stuff at a young age, I graduated high school at 16, and then I was not able to go to college, even though I got accepted into a college and all that stuff. But you know, was working 2-3 jobs at that age, working all the time. If I was awake, I was up to something, hustling all the time.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, you don't know any other way, right? I think my kids are rich because they don't, you know, they like they all they have to do is go to school, man.
Well,
that's it.
That's something too. I mean, you think about when you were in school, and there was no worry about, you know, jobs and money and all this stuff. That's the easiest time of your life when you're going to school.
Mm-hmm.
Just go to school and get through it and do the best you can. Then all the fun starts after that. But in the meantime, that's an easy time. You know, you look back at it, it's like, you know, I didn't go fuck.
I kind of agree with you, but here's where I don't agree with you. When I was in school, when I was in high school, I had a job, and my parents, my mom specifically took my money. If my kids work or have money and stuff like that, I don't take it from them. That's their money.
I had to pay for insurance for the car and stuff. So
yeah. So if my first paycheck, my mother just took it.
No work, no insurance, no car.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think though, when I look back, when you are young and when you don't have a lot of bills and you're not married, you don't have any baby mamas and all that, you might have been broke. Because if I look back at that, I think, man, I was really super broke back then, you know, but that was actually like less stress. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Less stress. But so I think that nowadays, if you did well in your life and your kids aren't struggling, or they don't have to deal with different things where they're out on their own at a young age and all that kind of stuff, right, like I was, to me, that's a reflection of wealth. So when I think about it, I think the fact that my kids don't have to go through those particular struggles, they'll have to struggle with their own things and deal with their own stuff. But I think that, you know, it's like my older son called me today because, you know, he's at school, and he parks his car in a parking lot they have there, but he got a bunch of tickets, you know, and he was like, man, this is like $120 in tickets. They gave me 4 tickets or something like that. And I was like, okay.
For doing what though?
Just for being parked. I guess he was parked someplace, according to them, that he shouldn't have been parked.
Oh.
But he's supposed to have free parking at the school. It's not really free. The school's expensive as all get out.
Free at school, no.
Yeah, there's no such thing as free. But anyway, so he was upset about that. And I was like, you know, it's honestly not a big deal. Either there's a mistake, or, okay, you messed up and parked in the wrong place. You'll learn your lesson, you know, and you'll move on. But that's not but he was upset. That's what I'm trying to say to you.
Yeah.
You know, and I remember even when like back when I was living in New York, I think the last time I was in New York, if you got a ticket, it was like, I don't know, $120. I think now it's way over that, a parking ticket. Someone who's in New York right now can let me know what a parking ticket is here. But when people talk about parking tickets here, they're like $20, $30. I'm like, okay, that is cheap.
Look how much it costs to cross a bridge in New York City.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy, man.
It could be $20-$30.
Oh yeah.
The last time I went to New York, when I went to see my mom, which, by the way, I think tomorrow is her birthday, but the last time I went there, I paid $100, over $100 in tolls, just trying to get into New York. Trying to get into New York City. It was $100 in tolls. And I still got, like, because, you know, now there's places that don't collect the money from you. They just take your license plate.
Yeah.
And then bill you. And I still got a $30 bill for something like that. So it's all relative. Okay, I see our friend Rod Mills has joined us. What's up, Rod?
What's up?
Hey, guys, I want to take a second to personally apologize. My birthday was yesterday. And
happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you. I'm a year older, and mentally I'm a year slower. Well, I'm about 10 years slower, because I'm sitting on my couch looking at the NFL Network, you know,
all of a sudden you're like
on the phone, and then I get this text from you, Hank, and I'm like, oh shit, I forgot. Oh, excuse me. I forgot I was supposed to be on. I'm like,
all right. I've done that.
Yeah, that's cool. We'll forgive you. We'll forgive you. I guess you didn't get enough. You didn't eat enough conch penises or whatever. Whatever it is.
You still remember that, huh?
Someone's gonna ask about that here.
They already have. They already have.
Oh, they are. Okay, yeah. I haven't
talking
even
about it in the chat. Yeah.
Yeah.
The conch penis.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It was funny because the last time I used my computer, I actually used my laptop for the games when I do my when I'm working at the down at the stadium, and that had to be about 3 weeks ago. And for those people that don't use their computers a lot, I get all kind of updates coming on the computer trying to log on. So I'm like, oh hell! So I said, well, if I'm late, I might as well go ahead and grab me a little bite to eat while I'm waiting for this thing to boot up. But it's good to be back here. It's good to see you guys again. Hank, it's good to see you, my brother. Walter, my brother from another mother. It's good to see you as well.
I'm in the bunker tonight, Rod. I'm in the bunker.
He's living in the
bunker. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Like you can kind of incognito or something. What?
He's starting to party. Oh, don't put the lights on. Don't put the lights on. I know.
I was just saying, I got to stay in the
dark. Did you pay your light bill?
Yeah, I think so. Yes.
He's getting ready. There's a hurricane coming to Florida. Walter's doing.
Oh, he's getting ready.
What hurricane? I didn't hear about no hurricane. That's what we were saying the other day, Rod. Let me ask you, Rod. When this tropical storm thing happened last week, did you realize it was coming, or did you just all of a sudden?
Okay, Rod Mill. The tropical storm came, left. Rod didn't even know.
What tropical storm?
There was a tropical storm that went through last week. It really was.
Wait, hold on. Time out. Went through where?
It went down by Miami, and then it went up up near Mississippi.
Oh, that one. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Did you know about that before?
I knew about that, but I didn't know if it was a tropical storm. I thought it was just a system down there.
No, it's tropical storm. It was actually almost
like a true Floridian.
Almost a hurricane by the time it got to shore.
There's these things called phones, and the phones have apps. And
I saw it.
There's a weather app that alerts you.
I actually speaking of apps, and you guys know that I'm a bit of a prepper. For everybody that's in the chat and you too, go to your app store or go to your if you got an Android, just go to the Play Store and download the NOAA, the NOAA app. The NOAA app, it is actually downloaded it before Matthew hit last. What was it, Matthew? They hit last year. That was probably the most up-to-date weather storm app that I had ever used. So I just keep it on my phone and just in case. So NOAA, go to NOAA and download that app. That is a very good app to use if you're in any type of weather situation, where it be hurricane, tornado.
Now let me ask you a question there, Rod. Does it send out these warning things like whoop 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 whoop?
I've never. Well, it might. I guess I don't have mine set up.
Oh, okay.
Do that, but
you can turn off your alerts if you don't want that.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So you can manage your alerts of all the different apps.
I do have the when you're able to bring it up, it allows you to get the infrared radar of your area, and actually you can kind of move it around all around the United States to see where other places are having different weather situations.
Yeah, if you're just totally bored for some reason.
Yeah.
Oh,
and you want to call up other people that like someone living in California, and like, oh, there's going to be weather in your area. I just want to call you up and harass you for no reason.
I think I texted you last year that when Matthew was coming, I'm like, hey, get out of there. Get out of there. It's coming through your area. And you were like, huh? Really?
Yeah. Oh, what happened to Walter? Okay, we lost him there for a second. All right, let me quickly. Yeah, no, he's fine. He probably just hit the wrong button. So let's see. Let's shout out everyone in the chat. Let's take that opportunity. Please, everyone, smash the thumbs ups. We appreciate that. We've got E-Rock, Special K, Christopher Williams, Richard Hughes, Cody Phillips, Lewis 1911, LV Sasquatch. LV Sasquatch is in here as well. Let's see who else we got. The Archangel. Shout out to the Archangel. Lewis 1911 says, okay, I live in Houston, Texas. And what does he say? My daughter goes to Texas A&M ultra conservative school in a Trump Town College station. and I want to get her a shotgun, but my wife is against it. What do I do? Does she want a shotgun? I would start with that question. If your daughter, does she want a shotgun? Figure if it's her, so you can get her something that she doesn't want. Doesn't make sense.
Hey, shameless plug. Get her a Cake 12.
Thank you, Rod. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Figure out what she wants to do. That's where I would start right there. You know. So let's see. Special K, SoCal Gunner, Imposter as well. Greg 98K, Armament and Axes, Jay Brennan. Shout out to all those guys. James Lawson as well. Psycho 316, DC2 Mega Boost, Crackbot. I just saw Psycho 316 in what I was editing today because I'm editing the Speed Vegas video.
Ooh.
So I don't know when that's going to be done, but you will be in there, Psycho 316, and anyone else that came out to Speed Vegas, you'll probably be somewhere in that Speed Vegas video. I edit my sub MOA AK.
Sorry.
That? Yeah. DC2 Mega Boost says happy Friday, everyone. Crackbot. Ant Diesel Vision says what up, people. Rob Avis says what up, Hank and Walt. Outstanding shows all week long. Thank you very much. This was before Rod got here, so
like, yeah, just forget me.
Yeah, Flopping Garbage says what up, peeps. Jerry Woodman as well. Let's see. Cody Phillips says first batch of SS80s made it to Glock store today. Okay. Wolf Stonehenge also here. Let's see who else we got. Moobut. We got David Cardinal says 80s music is still great. Yeah, I agree with that. I even liked Madonna in the 80s. There you go. Madonna was cool in the 80s before she totally lost her shit. And went batshit crazy and then became British. Did anyone notice that Madonna's British?
Well, as they say, a fool and their money soon part. You want to become British, you'll lose your money. So
yeah, she's not. No, she's really American. She's American, so she doesn't have to pay the British taxes.
Yeah, that's
how that goes. Money, yeah, all these people want to live in these places. They don't want to pay the taxes of living there. Charles Holsheth as well is here. Care Bear on the Holiday Road says hi, everyone. Let's see. Watchdog says what's up, strangers. We've got Gary Frazier. And let's see, I'm looking for the ladies. I don't see any of the ladies yet in here. John Gillian, Richard Hughes. Yeah, Richard Hughes says he's less than 40 away from 1,000 subscribers. So go over there and subscribe to Richard Hughes' channel. There you go. Every now and then you'll get a little bit of pebbles. A little bit of pebbles in your life. I want to
have the dog named Ranger.
Richard Hughes? No, I don't think so. No, he's got a parrot. I don't know. He might have a dog.
Parrot.
He's got a parrot named Pebbles. So let's see. Let's see who else we got in here. Jeremy Halmick. Who else we got? Mr. FNH. Will Killer Keller.
Yep.
Alex Jones' last Twitter live stream is a pretty good show. If you haven't seen it, Operation 666. Alex Jones is cracking me up, man. Alex Jones is he's on a roll, man. He's on a roll. Alex Jones should run for some kind of office. What state is he in? Texas? Is he in Texas, Alex Jones? Someone let me know. I think he's in Texas. I'm assuming.
I'm not sure where he's based at.
That's where he's at.
Sounds like an author's name. It sounds like he might write books and something.
Do you know Alex Jones? Do you know Alex Jones? You know who that is?
I might know him if I see him.
Oh, okay. RTS guy, Michael Pro as well. The Pants. Vanessa Kitty. There you go. There's the lady.
There she is. Vanessa Kitty.
Woo woo. Vanessa Kitty in the house. Rafael Morales. We Run Guns as well. Treadhead 44. Charles Grab the third. I see James Miller. Someone says yes, Texas. There you go. All right. Shout out to everyone there in the chat. If I missed anyone, let me know, and I'll definitely give you a shout out. I see C4 Defense as well in there. Shout out to him. I shoot my AK naked. Says yes, Texas. Alex is the man. Yeah, Alex should like get something in Texas. What do you think? And I'm just gonna work on. By the way, check that out. Early Gorn. That's my Tavor.
I brought some home today with me.
My Tavor is in the building.
Or in the house.
There you go. My Tavor is in the building. So I'm just gonna take off something. You know what? I actually have this like. Do you see this deflector right here on my Tavor? I think this is the wrong one. I think this is the 9mm deflector, but I've had this on here for like 2 years or something. So I finally found the right one, and I gotta take it off. So, okay, what's this, Walter? What do you got?
This is some Israeli Instagram female gun shooting, shapely young lady stuff.
Yeah, Israeli has some fine women that shoot guns over there.
Oh yeah, this is a good-looking girl.
Yeah. It's gonna take some hotties to make. It's gonna take some hotties to make me live in Israel. You know, I like Israel and all that kind of stuff, but you know, I mean, Florida is what it is, man. If you got to go live in Israel, might as well be some hot chicks.
That would be true.
That's like the tourist program. Yeah. That's how they get you.
Man, what's been going on in the gun world, man? I've been so busy. I must admit also that since the NFL season has started, a lot of my time has been devoted to the upcoming season and you know, just doing the whole media thing that I do. So I haven't heard much in the gun world. It's been pretty quiet out there. But is there something that I might have missed that you guys can share with me?
I don't know. What was the last thing you heard of in the gun world, Walter? Do you know? Like, what could we? I'm trying to find. Now I lost my the deflector. Your
deflector.
So I gotta find it.
I lost my deflector.
I thought I put it in this bag, but I gotta find it now. I don't know.
If you gotta find it in that big ass bag, you're gonna be looking all night.
I gotta forward something to Richard Hughes. He was requesting this Israeli girl's Instagram thing. I think.
Oh, listen, we're doing serious business here, people.
Well, this is serious business now. Come on.
Okay, so hey, you guys are leaving it all up to the rod man. Okay, it's about to get.
No, let's not leave it up. We're not leaving it up to the rod man. No,
okay.
Smoke him if you got him. Smoke him if you got him.
It's not gonna happen.
You know what? You guys let me drive.
Yeah, I don't know what people would say is the biggest thing going on out there in the gun world right now. I don't know. People can let us.
I don't know either.
Yeah, Treadhead says Gal Gadot. Oh God, yes. Gal Gadot is cute. She's cute. I'll give her that. She's cute.
Well, politics, Florida politics. Andrew Gillum. I actually did not.
Oh my God! I'm so. First of all, for shame. For shame, Rod. So what are you going to tell us about? What are you going to tell us about Gillum? Don't tell us you're voting for him.
I actually, I might vote for him. If,
oh my God!
No.
You going to vote for a socialist, dude? Seriously? You are way disconnected from what's going on.
Let me finish.
Okay. Let him finish.
Yeah.
First and foremost, if I was going to vote, which I had every intentions of voting, but again, my schedule with the NFL is very complex at times. But I will tell you this, though, that Bob Graham's daughter, I was going to vote for her for one simple reason. Okay. Now, I loved her dad. I was a kid when he was the governor here. But she did state that she is 2A friendly. She did, yes. I can only go by what she said.
Keep going. I'm going to tell you what she said also. Go ahead. Keep going.
Yeah. I'm confused now. I'm serious. Anyone who's watching this is thinking, what the hell's going on? But
I'm only going by what she said.
Go ahead, finish. Okay. Go ahead, finish.
Yeah.
You know, she did say that she is 2A friendly and that, you know, that she actually, I think I want to say, don't quote me on this, that she does shoot guns. You know, but what did you guys hear though?
She said after that shooting down the Parkland thing, that if she was a governor, she would do a decree and to confiscate weapons.
Yeah.
She would, by decree, confiscate weapons.
From who? From everyone?
The folks, the peoples.
Yeah. Now I did see, she did say that she is for stricter background checks. Now, I know a personal friend that knows Gillum personally, and through some avenues, I'm going to actually reach out to him to get his perspective on the 2A world, because I am going to say this: if Democrats do want to even think about winning or maybe making this a straight red state, they have got to get off of that rhetoric about, hey, we're going to.
You mean a blue state? You mean if they want to make it a blue state?
No, I thought
the Dems are blue.
Yeah, the Dems
yeah,
are blue.
Yeah. That's what I said.
You said a straight red state.
Red state, right?
Yeah, you said if
Republicans. No, I'm talking on behalf of the Republicans now.
Oh, Republicans. Okay, because you said Democrats. If Democrats want to, okay, I got it.
Well, I'm sorry. If they want to, it's now a red state. Okay. Well, no, actually, it's a swing state, so it's half and half right now. But if I know what you guys were saying, I was thinking the opposite though. But if they want to make this a blue state, a predominantly blue state, they have got to stop using rhetoric that, hey, you know what, we're gonna take your guns, we're gonna have tougher gun laws. That is not going to work in 2018. Okay, they have to be 2A friendly. I mean, just as
you're saying the Democrats have to be 2A friendly.
Exactly. And just as you got certain politicians out there that might not think they may be of the Christian background, they may not think gay and lesbian is something that they agree upon. Hey, you got to agree with it in order to get votes now, even if your Christian background, now, and I don't want to get into that, but
no, I don't either. But
if you're a straight Christian, straight Christians are against gay and lesbians. Okay.
Marriage.
Well, we're talking about gay and lesbian, period.
Well, that's
not just marriage. Marriage is included in that. But if you're a straight Christian, okay, the Bible does not teach that. And I'm not trying to get on a pedestal about the Bible and everything or anything like that. But you can't. Basically, what I want to say is you can't say how you really feel about a certain situation and expect to get votes.
So let me tell you what's going to happen. And the Democrats say, well, I'm 2A friendly until I get elected, or I got to get money for my campaign. The Democrats won't give me no money because I'm 2A friendly. And all of a sudden,
it doesn't stop right there. It doesn't stop right there. You got to then
friendly no more.
you got to be able to show me for at least 2 years.
They ain't going to do that. They ain't going to show you nothing.
Right. Now, but those same people want to sit there and cry because Trump is in power. But Trump played the card. Trump said, hey, look, I am going to come in here and I'm going to back the NRA. I'm going to back everybody that's Second Amendment, even though he made a sidestep, a few months ago, his original commitment. But again, Trump is a politician. If you want to be a good politician, you're going to go out there and say what it takes to get votes.
I think, there's a couple things in there. Trump, yes, Trump is a politician for sure. He's president.
Now he is.
He's never held an office before. He never held an office before he ran for president. He was a Democrat at one point in the beginning of his career and his life in New York City. He was a Democrat. I get it. I was a Democrat too. I just switched over to become a Republican actually this election, officially. But Trump is not a career politician like a lot of these other guys. So, and then on top of that, I think with Trump, you have to, for example, with people like Kavanaugh going on the Supreme Court goes a lot in the direction of what you're saying, right? Because Kavanaugh, from what we're seeing as a conservative, that's what Democrats are throwing at him. They're like, look at this guy, he's a conservative. He's against abortion and he's for guns. Yeah, that's awesome. That's pretty much what most of us believe in.
He's supposed to be a constitutionalist. So, but I wish somebody that's like a media person or somebody that would go back through all these Supreme Court hearing things they've had over the years and get the Democrats asking these people questions. They ask the same questions every time. Abortion, guns, whatever else.
Because they're playing to their base.
Every time. It's the same questions.
So here's the problem. Yes, you're right, Walter. And here's the thing that's happening. They have to rationalize why of course they're gonna vote against Kavanaugh. No Democrats are going to vote for Kavanaugh, so they're trying to rationalize that to people.
That's not going to happen. You're going to find some Democrats vote for him because the midterms are coming up, and if they don't vote for him, they'll go back and face the crowd, and the crowd is not what Washington makes it out to be, or the media makes it out to be.
Right.
The crowd is all.
But that's why they're trying to like set him up and make it look like, okay, he's a bad guy, and that's why we can't support him. We just had to. We couldn't do anything except to support him. Yeah.
You know?
So, and here's the thing, like, Rod, like, I personally believe, I believe in God. I believe that adults can do what they want to do in the privacy of their own bedroom, what doesn't hurt other people or children, right? So people's sexuality and stuff like that has nothing to do with me. Yet, what I want my government to be conservative. I want them to believe in the Constitution. I want them to stay out of my life.
That's what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, I want them to have the least amount of laws and all that kind of stuff as possible. What you have to do is, especially when you're dealing with someone. So we're having this conversation in the light of Gillum, right? So you can look at what Gillum is saying right now. This is on his website. When it comes to gun safety, Andrew is the only candidate who has fought the powerful gun lobby in court and won. He has beaten the gun lobby, including the National Rifle Association, to protect a law that bans firing a weapon in a city park where our kids play and our families picnic. I don't know who the hell is going to do that. But so, and then this goes on in the wake of Marjorie Stoneman Douglas high school tragedy. Andrew led the charge for more common sense gun safety policies, including a ban on assault weapons. I could go on and on. If you read that, and you vote for him, then that's what you want. I mean, because he's laying it out there.
So, but all right. So also, I'm going to take it another direction on that. True enough, everything that you said is true. I did read that, but also you and I, Walter, not to single you out, but let's look at it between African American or Black individuals. Yeah. Right. Now I have to look at who has my back as far as who can relate to me, who can help me as an African American or Black individual, will it be male or female in America? And now, when I look at, so let's go back.
So basically,
I got a question for you. I got a question for you coming up real quick.
Let me finish.
Yeah, let's let him finish.
Okay, so you have to kind of look at it and say, okay, which do I rather prefer, my gun rights or my human rights? Okay,
right.
because Walter, wait, hold on, Walter, because as much as you like to, Walter, you can never see America through my eyes and how I see America, okay, or go through the things that I've gone through. And trust me, believe this year I've gone through some racist things, okay, not because of what I am or who I am, but because of the color of my skin. I've experienced it. So I have to then look at, okay, objectively, which is going to be the better of the two for me. So now you have to think intelligently and say, hey, you know what? I am a Democrat, but I don't go by a straight Democrat when I look at the voter, when I'm in the voter booth. No, I don't. I like to research both sides. I take away the political party and I look at just the things on the agenda first, okay? And I take the political party away from it. I basically, and I'm gonna do the same thing that I did with Trump and Hillary. So,
and who did you vote for?
Actually, I voted for Bernie Sanders.
Oh, no.
Okay.
No.
Well, I'm talking about in the actual, but Bernie Sanders was in there at the end when it came down to Trump.
But you can. Most people don't realize it. You can write your own candidate.
Okay, so you wrote in Bernie. Okay.
I wrote my own because now I'm at the age where I can look at it a little bit more intelligently versus, hey, you know what? I'm gonna just vote for a person because they're Democrat or Republican. Okay. I don't vote like that.
Okay, okay, cool. I understand that. Let's let Walter get his thing out. Walter, go ahead.
Sure.
Obama. What? How did he make the life better for the black folks in this country?
Not saying that he made it any better, but he was better than the next candidate he was running against.
You have all the same. Racism is going to continue on whether we like it or not. There's nothing we can do.
Hillary never made my race any better or made me feel any better.
So hold on a second. So I think there's something here at the core of this, right? Because I think we should have this conversation in the most respectful way that we could do it. But there's something at the core of this. I think what's at the core of this is, Rod, that it seems to me like if someone running for office if one of the people running for office, regardless of like what party it is, if one of those people is black, you're gonna put voting for the black person over anything.
No,
because that's what you just. But that's what you said.
No. Let me clarify that.
Okay.
I voted for Obama because of who he ran against.
Who did he run against?
Was it John McCain first?
Okay.
And then
and Mitt Romney.
Exactly.
Okay. And why? And why did you? And what was it that was wrong with John McCain and Mitt Romney?
Well, first of all, with Mitt Romney, and again, I looked at what are their excuse me, what are their beliefs are as far as their ticket. Mitt Romney for me is a millionaire, multi-millionaire, always has been, came from money, and just like Trump, I cannot
Romney's a billionaire for sure. So because he's a billionaire, does that make him? What does that make him?
I don't think any billionaire in the United States can actually think the same way you, Walter, or anybody else in this chat can think, because they're on a totally other level. When I'm looking at a politician, I'm looking at somebody who represents me as close to my beliefs. Now,
hold on one second. Sure. So you voted for Obama because you think he's closer to understanding you.
That's one thing. That's just one of many.
All right. So how do you feel? So I mean, you know that the Obamas were wealthy, right? But you're just saying they're not. You're saying they weren't as wealthy as Mitt Romney.
Wealthy is Mitt Romney and Trump. That's wealthy.
So they weren't wealthy.
They're well off. They're not hurting for money.
All right.
But they're not wealthy. Wealthy is where you have your money working for you, not you working for your money.
The Obamas were wealthy. Come on now.
They didn't come to the presidency.
Okay.
Wealthy.
I would probably say that Barack Obama, before he became the president, he was not as well off as Mitt Romney.
Right.
For sure. There's not a lot of people that are well off as Mitt. By the way, let's just get this straight for a second here. Mitt Romney is wealthier than Donald Trump.
Exactly.
He is.
Or they're in the same stratosphere.
See, Romney's money is real. I don't think all of the wealth that is attributed to Donald Trump is 100% real. Romney's wealth is real. Romney has dropped hundreds of millions of dollars on running for office and hasn't even blinked over.
Trump's wealth
what does that? But like, yeah. But what is it though that makes you so? Because here's what I'm trying to understand. You're saying that you didn't vote for Obama just because he was black. You're saying you voted for him because he could relate to you.
Exactly.
Okay. So.
Relating has
I know. I'm just trying to follow this down a logical thing. I'm not trying to, because it will be easy for me and Walter to beat you up about it or whatever. But I'm just trying to follow this down a logical path. You said you voted for Bernie Sanders. What is it about Bernie Sanders that you think that Bernie Sanders can relate to your life?
He's a no good, never done anything in his life socially.
Yeah, but what is it about Bernie that you think relates to you?
So tell me,
give me.
Walter, tell me, what politician can you say anything 100% that he is good? But every politician's gonna have something negative about them.
I like my politician to have a lot of his own money. You know why? Because then he's not beholden to all these other assholes.
Also, like here's the premise of what we're talking about here. Like, if you are expecting to vote for someone who could relate, like, I honestly think that that's an impossible thing to do. I think that's something in your mind that you're setting up in your mind so that you can feel comfortable with that choice. But there's no way in hell that you can ever, that Obama at the time, before he became president, before he was sworn in to the office of the presidency, his life was nothing like your life, man. It was in no way at all relatable to you or your life. That's not a
Harvard, Oxford.
Thing. He went to Harvard. He went to Columbia. I mean, come on, man. We could just go through a ton of things that you can't relate to.
Lived in Hawaii with his socialist white grandmother.
When did you live in Hawaii?
I mean, I visited there many a time.
Okay, when did you live there? Let me ask you something.
Do I have to really live there to be?
No. But you're saying that he can relate to you, and I don't understand why you think that he can relate. Like, what is the thing that makes you think he can relate to you? You're just saying he has less money than Romney. A lot of people on the planet have less money than Romney.
Right. True.
How does that make Romney a bad person because he has money?
He became president. Before he was no more.
Can I tell you something?
Well, let me finish.
Okay.
He was just a senator. Okay, at that point in Illinois. Okay.
Rod.
So, but you guys are saying, but for everything that you can shoot down Obama for, you can shoot down every other politician.
Yeah, I'm not. But no. Listen, I'm not saying.
Let's not paint the picture that one side is like squeaky clean, where the other side, let's go ahead and say,
I don't think any politicians are squeaky clean, Rod. But what I'm trying to say to you, when I look at voting, for example, what I'm thinking about is how close can I get to freedom? Okay, I'm not looking at how much money the person makes, whether or not they can relate to me, or any of those things.
That's your individual thinking, though.
Absolutely. I want someone who's gonna set it up in my world, in the country that we live in, to make people more free. Okay, like real, actual freedom. So if I'm looking at someone that says to me, and I believe in the Second Amendment along with a whole bunch of other things, but let's just look at it in the light of the Second Amendment. If someone says to me that I don't have the right to defend myself, and that they are going to set up my defense,
they're going to take care of you.
Comes out of my hands, and they're going to put it in someone else's hands to defend me, and take away any ability that I have to defend myself because of some potentiality that I have of hurting someone else, and they're trying to save someone else from getting hurt. If they say that to me, they're taking away my freedom. They are, to me, attempting to enslave me. So when we're talking here about Gilliam, for example, and you're saying that, well, it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter that he's saying he's going to take away guns. He can relate to me more, so I'm going to vote for him. Ultimately, when he's in office here in Florida and you get into trouble and you're defending yourself, and he put in a law that's going to make you a criminal or take your guns away from you and take away your right to defend yourself, he's not going to come and say, wait a second, you can't do it to Rod because I relate to him.
Okay, so
you have to rely on the law, the Constitution.
You just had a Republican governor that restricted the ages of teenagers or people under 21 to be able to purchase a gun.
I agree.
You're less okay. So let's stop right there. Under Obama, are you any less freer than you when he first got in office? What legislation did Obama pass?
Obamacare. It's called Obamacare.
No. Let's talk about two ways. Let's talk about guns. Let's stay on that topic for right now. Are you any less freer or more freer than the start of Obama's administration than when he ended?
Let me say something about that whole thing too. Okay. I just don't look at the candidate because of the Second Amendment. I look at what he's going to do to the country. And Obama fucked the country up. Okay.
But the country was fucked up before he got there.
Right.
So you mean tell me Bush?
How much was your health insurance? Oh, if you pay for health insurance, how much was it before Obama got elected? Versus how much soon as he? Oh, fuck, no. You must be getting it through. You must be getting it through your work.
I do. Yeah.
If you got to buy it yourself, my friend, it's a whole nother world.
Well, I'll tell you something. My healthcare comes through Lola's job, and it is way more expensive.
And
Lola works for Lola works for a hospital. It's way more expensive. I don't think there's anyone.
I mean,
so you know, I was against Obamacare.
Well, that's a good thing.
Okay, I was against Obamacare because of the fact that, for one, like you just said, I have to pay for my own insurance. Every 2 weeks, I got X amount of dollars coming out of my check for my insurance company. Now, I will say that, hey, you know what? Why should I have to pay for somebody else who doesn't work? Okay.
And you shouldn't have to.
Exactly. Well, that's just like welfare. Who's paying? But they do it. We're doing it. And that wasn't something that the Democrats did.
Whoa. Go back in time, my friend. Yes, they did.
When?
Go way back in time. Go into my time portal here. Cross into the back in the thing. That all started in the 30s with a Democrat, by the way. And then Roosevelt. And then in the 60s, when we had the Great Plan or whatever it is with Johnson, where they were going to save the planet, it just made it even worse. So, look, everybody's kept it going because it feeds the system. It feeds
votes. Which is why we got a deficit.
Yeah, listen. Can I just say something here? We can argue around and around it. I think honestly, here's the thing: if you're going to vote for someone because they're black and you're black, there's nothing wrong with that. I would just say that instead of trying to defend. But it's pretty much what you're doing. You're just like defending it by saying, "Oh, I'm not voting for them because they're black. I'm voting for them because they can relate to me." Why can they relate to you? Why do you think that person relates to you?
So not skin wise, because hey, you know what? You're right.
So let me ask you this. When Obama was the president, did you see people? Did you see black people selling drugs? Did you see black on black violence?
Yep. So before then and after, and after.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm trying to understand what awesomeness that you think that he did that made him relatable to what you're going through, because I don't see anywhere where he was relatable to anything that anyone was going through.
Let's look at two terms here. The first term, I was sold on the change that, hey, you know what? This guy is a young guy that's coming out of, he's not rich, he's not.
Yeah, but listen, but Rod, in the first term, he put his kids in a private school. He put his kids in a private school.
Hell, if I could afford it, I can. Hey, I was in a private.
Well, I'm sorry. You said he can relate to you, right? So he put his kids.
I grew up in a private school growing up, so yeah, I can relate to that. Okay, you know, I mean, but hell, with my daughter, if I could afford to put her in a private school, I would have put her in there. Trust me.
Okay,
exactly.
So when he put his kids in a private school, they had Secret Service guards guarding them with heavily armed Secret Service guards. Hey,
we're going totally off key because keep in mind he's the president. I don't care if you're anybody of any type of Jay-Z. His kids have secret, not Secret Service, but
okay. So let me ask you something. Can you relate to Jay-Z?
Before he got rich, Before he got rich, yes.
So I don't understand that, man.
Before he blew up to where he is right now, because
what you're saying is that wealthy people. So hold on a second. Wealthy people, people who are politicians, they deserve protection for themselves and their kids that you don't deserve.
Oh, I deserve it too. That's the main thing. What I say, I said, you know what? Anytime when I look at a Secret Service, any president, where I don't care if it's Trump, Obama, Bush, Clinton, whoever, okay, if they are able to get protection for them, why shouldn't I? That's the first thing I tell anybody when they ask me why the hell did I got a damn AR-15? Am I safe, or why do I need all the guns I have?
So and then you're saying that Obama did not attempt to reduce the amount of guns in America, did not attempt to reduce your access to firearms. You're saying he didn't do that.
Did he? Well, how did he? Did he?
He did. Of course he did. He tried lots of different things. There was a whole bunch of different things. Come on, how many executive orders do you want me to like actually now start pulling out the executive orders
Okay, I
that were written, the things that were banned, the stuff that of course the laws were blocked. Listen, I'm not going to argue the fact that what happens a lot of times in America is when you have someone that people like, so for example, with Obama, when people are like, wait, this guy's going to try to take away our guns, everyone got active and started resisting and telling their politicians, hey, don't let this happen, and push back. So pushback happened, but they tried.
But what guns did he take though?
Listen to me. What I'm saying is people pushed back. What's the opposite is happening. I won't argue that with you. I've said it here that the opposite is happening now because Trump is in there and the gun guys think, oh, Trump's not going to take our guns away. They're getting complacent. And that's why you're seeing these laws go into effect. You were talking about the governor here in Florida. I was just arguing with Walter last week that I'm not going to vote for Scott no matter what. I'm not voting for him no matter what. Yeah, he's running for, I guess he's running for a Senate seat, right? Yeah.
I voted for, and just so you know, I voted for Rick Scott when his last election.
Yeah, I understand that. What I'm telling you is I'm not voting for him for anything. I don't, to me, the fact that he had anything to do with gun control laws being put into effect in Florida, I'm not voting for him. And what I'm telling you with Gilliam, it's like, I'm not going to not vote for him because he's the black guy. But I'm not going to vote for him because he's saying he's going to do even more shit. He's going to put even more gun control stuff in effect. And Obama is still saying that that there needs to be more gun control. He's not getting off that.
He said he was going to raise the corporate taxes of like 40% in Florida. You know what that'll do to business? You know what do that football team you work for if they raise it? Well, they might have an exemption.
Trust me, that ain't going to do nothing to the NFL.
The NFL's doing a lot to enough to themselves.
They're doing a lot to itself. They're putting a 40% tax on themselves right now.
He wants to raise taxes 40%. Now, why does he want to raise taxes 40%? Because he wants to give more shit away. And there's enough people getting shit for nothing. They can go to work and if they want to. There are people that need help. There are people that need help, and we should give them help. But there's a lot of people that don't need no damn help. They need to get a job.
I agree.
Listen, I'm not going to support people who are socialists. Like I've already lived in countries that were run by people that look like me. And that's fine. I don't have.
Yeah, those are the same folks that want. Those are the same folks that want to throttle the internet too, and turn people like us off. So.
Well, here's the thing: because you look like me doesn't mean I'm going to support you. And no matter who I support, if you get in there and you don't do the right thing, I'm not going to support you either. What I want is freedom. Right. I want the ability to live the best life I can possibly live with the government staying the hell out of my business. But what socialists want is they want to be all up in your business. If you look at Obama, if you look at Gillum, if you look at a lot of these people, Bernie Sanders, they want to be all up in your business, telling you what you could do. You are making way too much money. You have too many nice things. Because you have all these nice things, someone else doesn't. You need to share it. I don't see the part of it where they share it. I don't see the part where Jay-Z and Beyonce share their yachts or their mansions with other people and open their homes to homeless people or people who come across the border. I don't see them, saying, oh, let's get some immigrant kids in here to play with little Blue Ivy, whatever the hell the name of their kids are, right? I don't see any of that, but they talk a lot of that shit. And what that does is they talk that, and then it affects people who are on a lower rung of the ladder than them, and it doesn't affect them. They still roll around with bodyguards with guns, and they live in gated mansions with security and this thing and that thing. The president, all these people still live like that. They still have really good health care and all that kind of stuff. For the rest of us out here, we're struggling to do it. It's becoming more and more difficult to do it. And what I want those people to do is get the hell out of the way and let like businesses compete for my money. And then I feel like I'm going to be able to buy, better things when it comes to healthcare or anything else. When they get the hell out of the way and allow me to do that. Okay. Well, on top of that, if they want to put any limits on what guns I'm able to have and what freedoms I'm able to have, then I also don't like that.
Okay, so I'll tell you this with Rick Scott. About 4 years ago, I actually had a chance to at a gun show. Rick Scott came in. And he was walking around, doing the campaign thing, shaking hands, kissing babies, that sort of thing. So, I'm a Democrat and he's a Republican. So I said, you know what, Mr. Scott, I'm a Democrat. And I let him know. I said, I'm a Democrat, but I will vote for you if you share my interests, and tell me why should I vote for you. So he sat me down. Now, whether it was a lie or anything right there, I can only go by what the man said for me right then. So I can't call the man a lie in his face before he's actually either not done what he's saying that he will do. But we sat there for about 10 minutes. And by me being in the media, I kind of knew some of the questions to ask him, some of the tough questions. And I actually got all up in his ass about, will he take guns away? Will he do this? Will he do that? Everything. And it was strictly two-way at that time. I'm admit that. But I will say this, that he answered everything to me. He said, I will never take away any gun rights. I'm here for the common man, blah, 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 this and that. And he got my vote then. Now, I was very hurt early this year on what happened with the Parkland situation. Very hurt, you know. But it's not the first time a politician has hurt me or lied to me. But at this point, going forward, just like you guys, I would never vote for Rick Scott again because I feel that he went back on his word on what he told me. And I will do that for any politician.
I think Florida has like and not just Florida, but a lot of places have this weird situation going on. It's basically the two-party system, right? Mm-hmm. And what we have is either Democrats or Republicans. That's the choice that we have for the most part. Mm-hmm. And lots of people here in Florida feel like it's more beneficial to them. They can get more money if they go on to the Republican Party, but they're not really Republicans and they don't really believe that. And then, of course, you have Democrats. You know, I think the Democrats are Democrats. But, you know, they also pick and choose who's going to get to go up there. So when you have people like Rubio, even Scott, what happens is they're a lot of times they're the lower rungs, right? They couldn't get into the Democratic Party. But they still wanted to be in politics. And they go, man, you know what? I'll just jump in as a Republican. And I'll get the money and I'll go do the thing. That's a problem here in Florida because we don't truly have independence. It's the reason why for a long time I was registered as a Democrat because when Lola switched, yeah, you can't vote in the primaries because you can only vote if you switch independent. You can only vote if there's an independent running. So for a long time I just stayed as that. I think this year I got tired of it and I was like, well, I'm seeing more of what's going on in the Republican Party just from what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I switched it over and Lola actually switched it over as well. This is a problem that we have. So one, you have to know, like when there's people telling you outright that they're going to do certain things, you got to take them at their word and believe that and don't support them if you don't believe in those things. But then when you have other people lying to you and telling you they're going to do this and you give them the benefit of the doubt, and then you support them, they get into office, and then they don't do it, then you stop supporting them. I think that's the way that we all need to, you know, look at this. So but I'm a member of the Democratic Party, not because I want to be able to vote for a strict Democrat ticket. No, that's not it. Mm-hmm. I would rather, like you say, have an independent come in, and I wish we lived in a strong independent state. Unfortunately, we don't. So we got to pick the less, you know, either one of the two. Because I don't think either Democrat nor Republicans would have our total best interest. I truly think an independent will have our true best interest. Yeah, but what would an independent be? An independent would be someone saying to us that they're staying out of our shit.
Exactly.
And nowadays,
which is what I want.
Go ahead, Walter.
Nowadays, a lot of independents are people that don't know what the fuck they want.
Or like what we're getting is a lot of
like, well, I don't like this
marijuana. That's it. Yeah. They just want marijuana. That's it.
Whatever. Yeah, they're just like they always quote the independents. You know, the independent vote. It's like these are the people that can't figure out what time they want to go to the bathroom in the day. A lot of times.
Well, I think in the last election,
I mean, you know, your core values don't change. You're Hank Strange. You think this. You like that. You know what you want to do. You know who you want to vote for. So. You can say you're independent, but you really know you're not like undecided. Undecided is the one I like. That term I don't like to use with people. The undecided vote. They know what they want. They're just, you know, how some people can't decide what they want to have for.
I can agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I always thought that. I'm like, who the hell are these undecided?
I think undecided really means uninterested. It
probably so.
Means someone
right, or they're what I was trying to get to about, you know, your core values and stuff. You kind of know which way you're going to go. you just the undecided are the ones that they say that don't know who they're going to vote for until they walk into the booth. Really? You're that,
or don't do their research, or
that you're that. I mean, okay, yes, okay. You could be busy with things, and I don't know how you're so busy you don't know who's running for office or know anything about it. But you know,
look, you know what's the most important thing in all of this? Because we could argue about it forever. When honestly, there's like other things we can argue about that I'll be happy to argue about. Here's the thing that I want to say to everyone, to like Walter, to Rod, to everyone out there. Be honest with yourself. You don't have to be honest with anyone else.
Yeah,
but be honest with yourself for why, or what, you know, what's your motives and reasons why you're doing things. That's it. That's the only thing that I would say. Just be able to look at yourself in the mirror and be able to be honest with you for why you're doing it.
Right.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Nope. I mean, yeah. Just and do a little bit of research about the candidate beyond the surface stuff. Like with Gillum and his brother and the FBI investigating his brother. Just do a little bit of, just dig a little deeper.
Yeah.
Why is Gillum friends with Bernie Sanders? Because Bernie Sanders is a link to money. Just remember the money. Follow the money all the time.
Well, yeah, you can't
run without any money. You know,
also, Gillum is socialist, and I don't think that we're getting to where we need to be. We're not going to move towards freedom in America by moving towards socialism.
Every other country in the world is socialist. Either it fails eventually, or it's just in a state of chaos right now.
And I think here's what the problem is, and I'll tell you this right now, and I know it hurts people's feelings. We are not all equal.
No. Okay? Everybody's not meant to be an NFL football player. Everybody's not meant to go to college. Everybody's not going to make $100,000 a year.
Yeah, everybody can't be beautiful.
Somebody's got to pick up the garbage. Somebody's got to cut your grass.
Yeah, whatever it is you think. The reason why I believe in God is because we are not equal, right? We are not the same.
Yeah, we're not.
We're not. You know,
especially by the law.
I'm not cut out to do what Rod does. Probably Rod's probably not cut out to do what I do, right. And I don't do what Hank does. Hank does what he does pretty damn
because
good.
the universe.
What the hell does Hank do?
I do this. But listen, the universe has an order to it, and that's what I mean. Like when I say that, you know, I believe in God. There's an order to this universe. If we were all the same, this would be a horrible world. I've never known in my life what that feeling of boredom that people say they're bored. I've never known that. That would truly be, and I believe there's people who are bored in the world, and I think that's horrible. But that would truly be boring, right? For us all to be the same. We all need to be different so that we can enjoy this life and see the beauty of life. If we were all the same, what big asses are you going to have to look at? You're going to be looking at some dude's big ass, you know, or we're all going to be women, or, you know, where there's not going to be anything different. There's not going to be something that's like, wow, nothing for you to aspire towards.
Right. Well, you know, that's what I always get about people that are picking on rich people. It's like, you don't want to be rich?
Yeah. What about when that's you?
You're not trying to get a little bit up on things.
Let me tell you this. I've lived in Africa. I always remember this. Like when we lived there, we had this huge mango tree, you know, and it was hundreds of years old. And we were like spoiled little rich kids. You know, my dad was a professor, so he worked for Polytechnic of Kaduna. You know, and they gave us a house and all this kind of stuff, right? And we had this huge mango tree, and the mangoes didn't really mean that much to us. And so there were these little girls who were like from a village close to there, and they would walk in there to where our mangoes tree was, because, you know, we'd drop the mangoes, and they would pick those mangoes up, and they would put it in like these things they had on their heads, like these baskets and stuff, and take it to sell. And I remember that me and my brothers, we like chased those girls off. We were throwing rocks at them and stuff like that, because we looked at the mango tree, and we thought that was our property. And when my father saw us doing that, he was really, really upset. And he said, let me take you and like explain to you what's going on here with these girls. These mangoes, they take that and they go sell it. That's the only way that they get to eat. Yeah. That's the only way they get anything. And you don't know that. And the reason why I tell you this whole long story is that you are always wealthier than someone on this planet. And there are people in America, there's people outside of America looking at us in America, those of us of color, whatever it is you think that's bringing you down, and they would give anything to have your problems.
And when I see somebody doing that, that's trying to make themselves better, you know, cutting grass, doing that stuff, I'm like, hey, go for it, man. You know, you're not sitting on your ass trying to collect the check. You're out doing something.
Yeah,
you know?
That's the thing. That's the thing. And I hate to like bring up something that's going to make us get into another argument. That's the thing about Colin Kaepernick. That's the problem that I have with that particular issue. You know, because I think listen to me. Let's listen to me.
Understand your rights now. You can't say that and say that. You can't say that.
I'm saying. Let me hold on. I let you. Let me just say this. He has the right. He has the right to protest and do whatever he wants to do. What people that are upset about what he's doing are trying to say is that he just wasn't like protesting, you know, saying that, hey, there's this horrible thing happening to people in America, and I want to bring attention to that. He was doing a lot more than that. Okay. This guy, he's, to me, in my mind, from what I've seen of him, he's a socialist. He does not believe in America. He does not believe in the flag. He even went further to like attack police officers and all that kind of stuff. Right. So he has issues. And just like he has the right to have those issues and see the world that way, he absolutely 100% has that. And then people like myself and other people out there have the right to go, I don't like you, and I'm not going to support you.
You're 100% right there.
And I ain't getting no Nikes, that's for sure.
You know, but
I didn't before anyway.
I mean, but keep in mind, let's make sure that whether or not we agree or disagree what a person's rights are, if they are acting on their rights and they're doing it legally, they should be able to do that. Just like we go out and buy, hell, Walter can go out and buy a Class 3 machine gun, but you got other people that might think why does he need that?
But guess what? When we're gun guys and there's people who hate us and people who go out of their way to bring us down, right? There's Bloomberg, there's Obama. There's a whole bunch of people. There's Gillum. All those people hate us for what we are and what we stand up for and what we believe. Just like people might hate Kaepernick for what he's doing. Same thing. Okay. Now, who goes out there and says, oh, these poor gun guys who believe in guns, I'm going to, you know, and if there's people who feel sorry for Kaepernick, they support him. There's lots of people out there supporting him. What I'm trying to tell you is, I don't want anything from my life ever supporting him, because the thing that I'm trying to say to you is, yes, there's problems here in America. There's things that we have to deal with. But guess what? If America as itself, as a whole, the flag, the Constitution, that is not something that we should attack. That's what allows us to have a better life.
But how is he attacking it, though?
He is attacking it. I've seen lots of things.
You had a Green Beret. He went to a Green Beret to find out what is the most respectful way that he can protest without demeaning the flag.
I keep telling you, it's not all of that. The thing is, this guy says that he cannot respect. I've seen him say, I can't respect the flag, you know, of America when America's doing this to people. What's America doing? What is America doing to people? What he's complaining about is what some human beings have done to human beings, not the institution of America, not the flag, not the Constitution, not everything that we believe in. What we believe in has made America a better place on the face of this planet than anywhere else. I don't care where you can go, anywhere in the Caribbean, anywhere in Africa, anywhere else around the world. You're not going to get what you have here in America. And it's that flag, that institution, that Constitution that allows that. Now, he might be mad at a particular police officers or police officers here or there that have done something, but that doesn't allow, you know, why now attack every police officer out there, including the ones that look like me and you?
He is not attacking every. And he is not.
We've seen it.
He is not attacking. And you have police officers that back what he's doing. That's the key thing.
Can I ask you a question? Did Kaepernick have on his socks? Okay. Did he have on his socks the image of pigs in police uniforms? Yes or no?
He did. Yes.
Okay. So what is that? What does that mean?
Okay, that is a form of oppression that he has experienced, and that is actually the negative way that he is actually.
What oppression are you
don't
talking
ask me
about?
the question, Hank. If you don't want to hear the answer. Don't answer the question.
I'm asking you what oppression did he what oppression did he receive that he decided to go?
Hey,
I mean, listen,
hey, time out.
How would
Remember
you feel
when you were on the side of the road and your most viewed video? What is your most viewed video? The one where you were pulled over while driving strange. Remember that video?
Yeah.
Why do you think they pulled you over?
Listen to me.
Why did they pull you over?
Listen to me, Rod. What part of that? So since that happened, when did you see me? When did you see me with something on it with the depiction of a police officer as a pig?
I'm not saying you did.
When did you see that?
And I'm not saying everything he
just tell me when you saw that. Just tell me when you saw that.
Never. And I do not condone that. Okay. And I'm not trying to put him above Jesus. But what I am saying, let's go by what the fact is. The fact is that you got pulled over because you were black. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah. Guess what?
Exactly. Am I right or wrong? Yes,
Rod. That has.
When you got pulled over, were you pulled over because you were black or white? I mean, black or not?
Rod. Yes. What I'm saying to you is, what I'm saying to you. When did you see me say that there's like a systematic problem with police officers here? If you go back and look at that video, a white police officer on that force told me, I said it, hey, you know what? You should go get the video. He said to me, you know what? These guys did this to you because of this thing that happens with a black family. We can go all through that. There's lots of people I know that are on that police department. They're on that force right now. There's lots of people who are my friends, people who I really deeply care about that are police officers all over the country. Okay. So there's no part of what you've seen me do from that where I went out there and said, okay, cops are pigs and this is what's going on. Most of the people who are pissed off about that video are police officers. When I travel around America and people ask me about that video, a lot of them that are really mad are in law enforcement and they're like, that's bullshit. And guess what? Guess what, Rod? It's not black people. It's not black guys that are police officers that are mad about that alone. It's a lot of white guys who are police officers that are not happy about that. So he's painting everyone with that brush when he wears it. And you're talking about, when you're talking about people who believe that if you have the rebel flag, that's racist, then if you have the socks and it has the pigs in uniform on it, guess what? That's anti-cop.
It is. And I will agree with you. And keep in mind, Hank, just in the morning, at 8 o'clock in the morning, I've got to train a sheriff's department deputy here to pass her test. So it's not saying that I'm against police officers, because many of my friends are police officers. Off the record, are good friends of mine. Okay, right.
So the other thing,
and keep in mind, I'm a former police officer.
Right. Okay.
I've been instructed. You guys got to make your final statements, and we have to move on.
Okay.
I don't know who's telling you that.
I wouldn't know who's telling me that, but you guys need to wrap it up.
I'm just trying to tell you that if you want to know why people are upset, it's because of even things that he himself has said. Like he says he cannot support the flag. Are you okay? Are you okay with that?
I personally support the flag. I raise and I put my hand on my heart. Okay.
And he has the right to not. He has the right to not support the flag. But guess what? We have the right. We also then have the right to say we don't want any support or anything from us supporting him.
I'm not saying that you shouldn't. I'm not saying that. But in the same breath, when I see people stomping on the flag, burning the flag, you know what? That hurts me, because keep in mind, I raised my right hand, and took an oath for my life to fight for my country.
Oh, okay? You also, if you were a police officer, they sworn. Well,
I was a military police officer.
Right. Oh, okay, yeah. Right. Well, yeah, it took to defend the Constitution.
Exactly. So when I took that oath to defend the Constitution and to risk my life to make sure that America stays free, trust me, that is for not only the people that back me or do think the same as me, but those same idiots out there that burn flags, who kneel and all of that. Okay,
yeah, and let me. So listen, and here's something, because I know like Lola and everyone they want us to move on from this. But
okay,
let me
I'm
just
sorry,
say
Lola.
this to you. Let me just say this to you though. I just want everyone out there to consider this. In these places where there's police officers, right, that have done things that we all would agree is wrong, okay, and in some cases they've murdered the citizens that they were supposed to protect. If you look at who runs those places, it is people that we support. And when I say we, I mean people that look like me and you. We support these politicians in those places. We're the ones supporting the politicians in New York and in Maryland and in Chicago, all these different places. We are supporting these people who are not fixing the police departments. And then when something's bad's happening in that police department, everyone's going, oh, this is like an institutional thing in America that's doing it. But it's happening because we refuse. We're just voting for politicians because of their skin color or because of their party affiliation. And we're not holding them accountable, and they're not fixing what's going on. And then someone comes out and says, you know what? It's America that's doing this. It's the flag that's killing people. It's the Constitution that wants these people to die. And that's, I think, what the problem is and what we need to face. If you live in one of those neighborhoods and you think that the police department is out to get you, look around at whoever else is around you. And if they all look like you, if you're a black person like I am, and everyone who lives there looks like you and they look like me, and you guys aren't voting and paying attention to your politicians that are supposed to be fixing it, then you are the one that's wrong. You should look in the mirror. It's the person in the mirror who's creating the problem and who's not fixing it. And that's what we need in America. Instead of just going, oh, you know what? This America is just set up to kill black people. That's insane. That's the most insane thing that I've ever heard in my life.
If that was the case, there'd be no black people.
Exactly. Exactly.
How would you feel when you go to Africa and see someplace where institutionally black people are slaughtering black people?
Well, because they're
that's what's happening in America. That's what's happening here. Yeah. That's what's happening.
Hey, that's the one thing that I can say. That's the one thing I can say that you've experienced that I haven't experienced. That, and I would like to go over there and see it for myself to see how it is in Africa, because of the fact that. I can only go by what I see on the internet and TV. Okay. I do have friends that have been over there and they say it is a eye-opening experience because you have black people from different economics ranges that may go against another group of people. And just like you said, when you were throwing rocks at those little girls, because your parents were a little bit more wealthier than I'm sure that they probably were, you didn't know, but your dad had to sit you down and tell you the difference between the two, right? So that was an educational moment. And I think we all could stand for an educational moment to understand each other, not by, each other as far as race, but let's think about what's in your heart. Because keep in mind, what's on the outside of your skin here, that means nothing to me. I look at what's inside your heart. If your heart and we think the same, then we're going to be good. Okay. But if we have nothing alike together, that's it. So, all right, I'm going to get off this subject. I don't want to piss off anymore.
No, that's cool.
Let's talk about
coming up on 8:30. We've got a half an hour left of fun for Friday.
All right.
Let's talk about Hank and G-strings.
No. Yeah, let's
okay. Well, hold up, Hank.
I got to say one last thing.
What?
Okay. Go ahead.
Does any of these people that like to protest when they go out to dinner at night? Or do they protest when they go to the Porsche dealership? Or do they protest when they get that new house and the realtor, they sign the papers? Are they protesting?
No.
Probably not.
Yeah, we could get. I'm trying not to get.
I know.
I'm trying not to get into this.
I didn't want to start with that thing because
I just want people to realize. Just go study countries around the world that are black countries. There's lots of them. There's an incredible amount of them. I was born in one. I lived in in a country. I lived in Nigeria that was run by black people, and it doesn't. So when you have problems in those places, who do you blame? Guess what? They still blame white people.
Well, even though they've been gone for 50 years. Yeah, they blame them.
You got to blame yourself. Everything, all our problems come from us.
Yeah, I mean,
we create our problems. We create our problems.
Most of the time, yeah.
Hey, what about, does Wakanda have any problems?
Wakanda.
Wakanda doesn't fucking exist.
That fairy tale. Come on now.
and by the way, I like the Black Panther movie, okay? But here's the thing, and it's on Netflix right now. So now everyone can go watch that if you have Netflix. So Walter, you can go check it out. You know what the funny thing is? You know what the funny thing is about Black Panther and Wakanda? In that movie, the whole premise of Wakanda and Black Panther is that there was a nation in Africa that had this advanced space age alien shit type technology, okay, and money and power and all laser beams and like all kinds of shit. And they sat back and watched the rest of that entire continent,
right,
supposedly, which is not really what happened. Slavery that you see in the Caribbean is West Africans. Really, like if you do your genetics like I did, you'll find out that you're related more than likely to some West African country, probably Nigeria, Ghana, Congo, etc. That's what mine was. And so they sat back and watched those people go into slavery. Well, and that's the whole, that's like, that's what and the movie talks about that a little bit. The movie talks about that how the hell can you have all this technology and you let it you know why? Because the truth is there wasn't a Wakanda. The truth is Africa let slavery happen. So a lot of black people need to get over their like mad on at like white people that they believe came and kidnapped them into slavery and realize that Africans let slavery happen. It's the same thing we have going on here in America.
Going on today.
Listen, I'm mad when a police officer kills anyone, okay, unjustly. But what's happening in America is that black people are killing black people.
Oh yeah, definitely. Wholesale.
And we're killing each other. This is, and it's not just happening with, listen, human beings kill human beings. And you have to ask yourself, like, why the hell is that happening? Does it need to happen? Do we need to be out there doing it? Were you defending yourself? Were you stopping this person from attacking you? Or were you just, where did this come out of?
Yeah,
okay. And it starts in here. It starts in here, regardless of what you believe in. It starts in here. There was something that you believed that it was worth killing someone else's son or daughter or child or father or mother to get some material thing that you wanted. If you didn't do it to defend yourself or defend someone else, then, you know why you did it.
Real quick, can we get everybody to hit the thumbs up? The like button.
We looked at stuff. What is it?
We got a lot of people actually. I don't know why.
134 watching, 85 likes.
Yeah. Come on now, guys.
So, smash the thumbs up. We'll show some Gorn.
We'll stop talking about all this serious.
You know what? Let's talk about. Can we talk about? Okay, first of all, we promised we were going to talk about a couple of things.
What the penises?
No.
Elon Musk smoking whatever he was smoking.
So Elon Musk was on Joe Rogan last night. I don't know if you knew this, Rod. Do you watch Joe Rogan?
No, I didn't. Yeah. I've seen it before.
Yeah. So Elon Musk was on there, right? You know, and Walter, you didn't watch it either. I watched the whole thing.
I heard about it. I didn't know.
It was actually really interesting. Elon Musk got in trouble because he puffed one joint, and all he did was take like one puff. So obviously him and Joe, you know, they were drinking. Nothing
did he inhale?
Yeah, he did. He inhaled like I watched it. He
did he swallow?
Yeah, it was a mix. So it was a joint, which I don't know what that's particularly called. Someone who actually smokes weed is going to have to tell me. Well, it was a mix of tobacco and marijuana. So I don't know what that
is. Do that?
Because I guess that's like a thing. There's people who do that. They mix the tobacco and the marijuana.
Maybe it knocks down the smell a little bit.
I don't know. I have no clue. I don't know.
Well, you know, nicotine's still one of the most powerful addiction things.
Yeah. He took one puff of it and he was like, yeah, it doesn't really do anything. And then that's it. But then all of a sudden people were texting him, like his own people, like, why are you smoking a joint?
It's not wise.
Yeah. So
I don't know what he was trying to prove, but you know, he's a business person and as cool as he wants to be, some people don't think it's so cool. You know? So, you know, that image, like in a lot of different things, whether it's in sports or in business, you got to present an image that's sellable.
Yeah, you know what? I honestly don't think there was anything wrong with him doing that. Maybe I'm just evil. I think I understand what you're saying. He owns a publicly traded company, right? He's running a publicly traded company. It's not illegal in California to smoke weed recreationally.
Is it illegal to smoke weed if you're taking government money?
No, it don't make a difference.
Oh, you better check that.
Wait, hold on.
Out.
Is it? Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I'm just, you know, we do have a war on drugs still, by the way. Just let you know that.
Yeah. Okay, so that's a good question.
Not a war on marijuana, though.
Well, that's until the federal government declassifies it. Yes, it's still a war.
Yes, there is technically. Let me just do this real quick. Armament and Axes gave us $5. He said, "Just look at gang violence in Chicago. A lot of blacks killing blacks, and nothing in the MSM." So that was his statement. I'm just reading that. I know we're trying to move on from that. So I know right now the question is, you know what? First of all, it's not illegal in California to smoke weed recreationally. They were drinking. It's not illegal to drink either. You know, he said it doesn't do anything for him. He said it's like the reverse of other drugs.
He's probably on some other, he's probably on one of those something else to keep him calm. Yeah.
It's possible. He said something which I think I've said a lot of times, like even drinking a beer. I could drink one beer. It knocks me out, puts me to sleep. Mm-hmm. So that's like one of the reasons why I don't really do though. That's just one of the reasons why I don't do stuff. You know, I hate to come back to my dad, but my dad did all kinds of drugs, alcohol, all kinds of crazy shit.
That was cool.
He was badass. So he did all of those things, and I don't have, because of that, I don't really have any kind of like desire to do it. I think I also have, I think some of these things are genetic. I probably have like an addictive personality, but I don't do any of those things. I spend my money on guns, cars, watches, things like that, but I don't necessarily do drugs. And I think I get that kind of effect that Elon Musk was saying that he gets, that those kinds of things just slow him down. They don't necessarily like pick him up or make him more creative. And I think drugs affect everyone in a different way, right?
Yeah.
So I think alcohol affects everyone in a different way.
Hank, I'm addicted to you.
I don't even like the way that sounded.
I mean, in a friendship kind of way.
All right, we're going to switch things here and talk about guns now. Okay?
Yeah, I don't even like. Wait, hold on a second. We're not done. Okay, we will talk about guns. We can talk about guns, but go ahead. No, I'm just saying. So anyway, you know what? I think that people making a big deal out of the like him smoking the joint, but I think a lot of those. I don't think that stuff should be illegal in America, man. We have too many. There's too many things that are illegal here.
That's not the issue about him doing it. It's just the image that he presents. Sorry.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, but he can do whatever he wants. Like you say, he can do whatever he wants. But
yeah, you're saying the corporate image.
Yes. Because you know, once I know he's Elon Musk and he's super cool and he's got electric cars and spaceships and all that stuff. Yeah. But still, you know.
Yeah. Do you think the corporate image has changed in America?
Not serious. Not serious.
Image.
Well,
huh?
I hate corporate America. So
you work for corporate America. So what the hell?
Which is why I hate corporate America.
You better start getting your rap game on or something.
It's I don't know if it's what it is, but you know, it's just not the image that probably should project for his company.
Yeah, I think that the stock was losing a little bit of. It was losing some.
Yeah, they're not. It's not as everything's not as peachy and keen as they like you to think.
I think the stock was losing because the guy who was the CFO, he was only there for like 2-3 weeks. He quit.
Well, maybe he realizes it's.
Yeah, there's some deeper things going on there.
Oh, I'm sure there is.
Yeah, and even like one of the interesting things, and then I'll get on from this if you guys don't want to. Like the really interesting part of the interview, I'm not trying to say Joe Rogan was on Elon Musk's schlong or whatever. You know, he was kind of like amazed, you know, with Elon Musk, like he was looking at this genius, and he asked Elon Musk this question. He said, "What if there's 1 million of you?" Like if there were 1 million people like Elon Musk.
You know what my response would have been? There's not enough government money for 1 million of us.
Well, okay, that's interesting. But you know what I think though? You know what I think? And Elon Musk didn't say it, but when he asked him that question, I thought this. Of course there's 1 million people like Elon Musk.
Oh, there's a lot of people that are just as smart as Elon Musk. They just haven't been on the government cheese like he is.
That's the thing that I was thinking is like there's more than 1 million. We're on a planet with 7 billion people. There's 1 million. There's at least 10 million geniuses.
his cars and his rockets and stuff aren't because he's sitting there figuring out the problems. He's got people working for him figuring out the problems.
I think there's lots of people. I don't think, and I'm not trying to take away from anything. I'm not trying to say he's a genius. He might even be a super genius, but there's lots of people on that super genius level on this planet. Yes, one of the things you're saying is not everyone gets the opportunity. I think Elon Musk probably, you know, we can't take away the fact that he put a lot of hard work into it and all that kind of stuff. But, you know, but and then at the same time, I think he was talking about Ford and how there's only two car companies in America that didn't go bankrupt, and that's Ford and Tesla.
You know what my response would have been? And guess what? Only one didn't take any government money, and that's Ford. And that would have shut him right off. Boom, done.
Yeah, wait, did Ford take any? No, Ford didn't take any government money at all.
They didn't take no Obama money. They didn't take any of it because they knew that was control and they didn't want no part of that.
Yeah, and if they didn't give Tesla money, it probably still wouldn't be here.
It wouldn't be here.
But Tesla's burned through that money at this point. And there are companies, I think this is probably what goes back to Walter's point. There are companies and stockholders that are giving them a lot of money. And maybe those people don't want to see him being all super cool and getting all whatever. That doesn't let's put it this way. The dude smoking pot's not the guy buying a Tesla. Done.
How much are Teslas?
They do probably about 75,000.
No, there's some $30,000.
They have a new one that's cheaper, yes, but still, that's not your Tesla crowd.
Yeah, Will Killer Keller says, "Don't hate the player, hate the game." Right there, that's one of the super geniuses, right there. By the way,
my son, yes,
we love Will.
But no, I'm not hating him. I think he is a genius. I think he's very intelligent.
I don't hate him. I'm just telling you, that's not the image that I think probably that some of the people around him think he should be projecting. That's all.
Like I wouldn't want to buy a Cake 12 from Walter and see Walter on Facebook smoking weed all the time or doing crack.
Okay, why? Well, I don't want to see Walter doing crack. But what's wrong with him? So what's the difference between him smoking weed and having a drink?
I think, having
if you do it, just don't put it on Facebook and Instagram and all that, because and then besides the way, you can't do guns if you do that stuff in public.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, so right there, you would not be able to sell those things. No. Yeah, you would not be able to do that. By the way, and this is to get to a gun thing, they did talk about the flamethrower, which I thought was also interesting. Yeah, and Elon Musk admitted that the flamethrower was not a flamethrower.
Not in the true sense of the word.
No, he said it was basically like a paintball gun and like a low level, like a lighter type of situation that they put together. It was just, he said the idea came to him from Spaceballs. And we're always talking about movies here. And he said in Spaceballs, now I'm going to have to go look at, because I like Spaceballs. And he's a nerd and he's into this stuff. He said that the idea for the flamethrower came from Spaceballs because there's a part of that movie where yogurt, it like has like a store and they're selling stuff from Spaceballs and there's a flamethrower there. And he says, oh, the kids like the flamethrower. So now I have to go back and look. I kind of remember that part, but I don't remember that it was a flamethrower. So that's why they made a flamethrower, but it wasn't a real flamethrower. And I've actually seen people buy that stuff and test it. It was just a thing that he put out there to make money for this company called the Boring Company. So
Brian Quick says, some say that Walter planted the first marijuana plant in North America after he sailed from the old world.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. Okay, let's give the people some Gorn, because the people are demanding Gorn. There you go. There's my Gorn. I have to put the deflector on this thing.
Where's the deflector?
Here. Oh, so okay. I believe that the shorter deflector is the one that's supposed to be on here.
Is that for so you don't get smacked with a cartridge?
Well, is the other deflector working good?
Well, no, but this is, I think this longer one, I think, was the 9mm one.
Oh, and what type of ammo?
Because I had the 9. So there's a 9mm kit for this. I don't know if you know that, but for the Tavor, there's a 9mm kit for it, which I have, and I think Lola is planning on selling my 9mm kit for this.
Oh, so we transferred a 9mm dedicated gun. Through the shop. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Oh, okay. Hey, guess what?
What?
I know you're a big watch guy.
Uh-oh.
So I was in well, actually, I just purchased a small smartwatch yesterday from a good friend of mine. He had bought it for his wife.
Which one is this?
This is a Fossil Q Founder
watch.
And it's an Android smartwatch. But I actually bought it from a coworker who had purchased it for his wife. She had never worn it, and he gave it to me for like 2/3 off the original price. So I went and I purchased that. But I'm actually going to do a transaction. Tell me what you think. I'm going to purchase a Movado. My local guy, that's my local pawn agent. There's a really, really, really nice Movado. I always wanted a Movado. And so I'm going to sell one of my guns for. I'm going to trade one of my guns for it.
Okay, so, go ahead, Walter. What are you going to say?
What is that Movado watch worth?
I looked online. I think it was worth like brand new, like 600 some odd.
Which Movado is it?
That's the one I got.
Is it a museum?
You know, no, I saw the museum. No, it's not a museum.
Okay, is it an automatic or is it quartz?
It's a quartz.
Oh, don't trade a gun for it. My personal opinion.
Well, hold on.
What gun are you going to trade?
Wait, which one is quartz?
Quartz. So like this watch I'm wearing is quartz. It's a good watch. You know, there you go.
No.
That is the autopilot from NFW, which stands for nice freaking watches. You know, and this is a really nice watch. And when you buy these watches, you know, some of the money from this goes to help out veterans and stuff like that.
Okay.
So for this particular one, it helps out World War II veterans.
I want to say
quartz ticks. So if you look at the hand.
No, it's not a quartz. It's automatic. It goes around without the ticking thing.
Yeah, and the thing about that is the quartz is tougher, and you don't have to set it all the time. So if you don't wear your watch, like an automatic is charging when you're moving around.
When you move, right? That's what it is.
And if you don't move around, it'll stop moving, and then you have to reset it and all that. Right. And those tend to be the more valuable. Now the quartz ones like this are usually more affordable, but they're actually tougher. So that's the thing that people don't realize. And you could put this down for days, weeks, months. And when you pick it up, it'll be on time and all that kind of good stuff. But it could also take being banged up and all of that. So if you want something that's going to be tough, a lot of people that are looking for tough watches, especially in the military, they go with quartz. The military guys don't like.
Well, yeah, I will be wearing it for like if I'm wearing like a tuxedo in a suit and maybe going to church or something like that. I will be wearing it then. But it's used. It's in good condition though. And I got a revolver. I got a Ruger revolver.
Check it out. I think that's the right one. Hopefully, I don't know. I got to look into that.
Ruger revolver for the watch.
Yeah.
That's probably not bad, right?
Yeah. What's the revolver worth?
I paid right at about $380 something for it.
Oh, you're all right. You're doing it.
Yeah. That's not bad. Not bad.
And I've gotten like a trigger job on it, and I was gonna give them. I got two. I got 3 boxes of ammo. I'll give them it too.
A couple of things I would say. One, look up the particular watch and see what the used values are on it before you get it. Right. And then make sure that it's authentic and all that kind of stuff. That's actually a Movado. And then there's different ways to tell. I don't know personally, but you can look up Movados and see how can you tell. Like you have to verify yourself that that's actual. Does it come with the box and the papers and all that stuff?
I got to ask him on it. It was just in the display case.
Okay, yeah, I would look for all those things. All right, let's jump in. Let's jump into some Gorham before there's a total revolution here.
We got 10 minutes to go.
Yeah, let's see. So Walter's got, and Rod, if you got some Gorham, you better throw it up. You better throw up that revolver before you trade it in. There's Walter showing off his. That's the arm pistol. This is the bullpup. This is the days of the bullpup. So there you go. So check it out. That was this one. Go ahead, Walter. I don't know what else you got over there, but I got another bullpup.
I kind of been flashing it the whole time you guys were talking about the problems of the world.
Is that what is
Strobog? The Strobog SP9A1.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
SIG folding stock and the adapter we're going to make for him in the back here.
Okay, cool.
Also, just a little more credit for my little shameless plug. In the shop today, we're working on CZ Picatinny rail adapters for you guys that have CZ Scorpions that want to have Picatinny rail in the back.
Very nice. Very nice.
First group of about 20 or 25 of them are getting machined. So those will be probably sometime next week. Those will be available.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
So, yeah, that's this thing here. I'll make sure you get one, Mr. Hank Strange. I think you already have one, don't you? No. I'll see if make sure you get one too.
No.
Okay.
Because that doesn't work. Does that work with the that's for just folding if you're doing the folding?
Well, any kind of Picatinny rail stock it'll work with.
Oh, cool.
So,
okay.
Yeah. I'll make sure you get one.
Okay. I like that. Rod, what do you got?
Ruger SP 101.
Ooh.
Okay, it looks good. Is this what you're going to trade?
Yeah.
It's a nice gun.
This is a pretty even trade.
I know.
As long as the watch is real, then it's probably
just make sure that watch is real. Yeah.
Okay.
Make sure it don't say Hong Kong on it some place.
Yeah. Make sure it's real. Make sure you authenticate it that it's real.
Okay.
Before you get into anything, I'm going to show you guys this real quick. I'm going to lock this before I show you the other gun that I have. So I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram or you're on Facebook or even Twitter. You might have seen this.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I'm jealous.
What is it?
That is a lower, a 308 lower getting lasered with the new Hank Strange logo.
Yeah.
Who's doing that, Patrick?
No, this is being done by Nevada Cerakote and Laser Engraving.
I guess they're in Nevada, right?
So
in Minden, Nevada, and it's being done also by Franklin Armory. That we're doing a project.
Is that receiver right there? There's no finish on it at all, correct?
No, not yet. Okay. So we're gonna do all of that. So boom, there you go.
Make it?
That's the Hank Strange. I don't know. That's a good question. We're gonna have to figure that out. I'm not sure.
But you got to come out with some kind of funky color, man.
We're gonna have to do something sexy. Walter's probably gonna be part of the project. Walter, what do you think?
Get sexy with me. Yeah.
What's your favorite color?
My color?
Me?
No, Walt. I mean, Hank.
I don't know. I don't really have like a super. I like the dingy the
red gun.
I like red, but I like the stuff that looks all beat up. I kind of like.
You know, they got to paint. They got a way that you distressed. Yeah. What about a red distressed lower?
Oh.
Yeah, we're gonna have to figure out exactly what we're gonna do with that and what we're building.
Yeah, you just can't make it a regular black rifle, man.
No, it won't be. It won't be.
Okay. Oh, look at that! Is that Steyr?
What Steyr?
Man, I was looking at a movie the other day. I saw a Steyr on it.
Yeah, that's mine. That's my Steyr right there.
Yeah,
I haven't even shot this thing, which is shameful.
That's the one you bought from Chris, right?
No. I bought a what is that thing I bought from Special K? That is a FN.
That's the FS 2000.
FS 2000, yeah.
Okay.
So what else do I need to tell you about your guns? Come on.
I don't know. This I bought brand new, but I haven't had a chance to shoot it yet, so I need to.
We need to do that. We need to do that in a Microtech at the same time.
Yeah, that's true. Just because it's been crazy, man. I'm trying to catch
that gun for a long time, man.
I know. It's just been crazy.
Hey, send it up here, man.
No, I don't think so.
I'll abuse it. I'll fondle it for you.
Well, I don't think so. You might give that to Gillum or something like that, man. Next thing I know, my gun's in a press conference.
A campaign donation.
Yeah, you don't want that. Don't want that. You know what? We really owe. This gun I know very well.
Yeah.
Is that the loud one?
Oh yeah, that's the loud one.
Yeah, this is Babyface's least favorite AK ever.
I call that gun sexy and obnoxious.
Yeah.
That's like that girl you just.
Yeah, that's that badass chick. But when
the girl you meet, she's like really hot. And as soon as she opens her mouth, it's like, oh my god, close your mouth. Just like wah, 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 wah. She laughs like a guy. It's like, oh, just keep your mouth shut, girl.
Yeah. Rob D says he'll help me out because that's gun abuse. Yeah, that's really cool. That's very cool. There. You know what we need to do? Like I was thinking about this, looking at the Buckaroo Banzai movie. We really need to do a show where we talk about a movie with a bunch of guns in it and what guns were in that movie. But we need to figure it out so that everyone can look at the movie. Everyone that's going to be on the show.
Everybody's on the same page.
Yeah, everyone needs to be on the same page. We need to figure out like what movie we're gonna do, and then go. Okay, we're gonna look at this almost like Oprah's book club or something like that. What the?
That's the CZ Bren 805.
Oh, okay. Did I? Okay, I've seen this
It's
before.
been to the hacienda before.
Yeah. Okay.
We're gonna make a stock for it. It's just.
Is this gonna be folding?
It'll be a collapsible one.
Collapsible.
We're gonna probably do a Picatinny rail adapter also.
Oh, okay.
Some people are already doing it. Some other people, but we're gonna do one too. So.
Oh, cool.
Really, this is a true military gun in the Czech Republic.
Yeah,
and it feels like it too.
What type of ammo?
223.
Oh, okay, this is a 223 one. Okay.
Yeah, does it take AR max?
Yes, it does. By the way.
Okay.
Yeah, is that what's in there?
Yes, the first version of this they brought in the country had proprietary mags, but then they figured out that that's not the best thing to do.
Right.
And I just heard they've got a new 7.62-39 version of it out also.
Yeah.
So, but my stock will probably work on both of them, so it won't be a problem.
Yeah. Larry Fulton says, I sure liked that. I liked the blue Audi the other day. Yeah, that was good looking. RTS guy wants to know FS 2000 up for sale. No, I don't sell bullpups. I sell most other guns if it's not a gun that I train with or a Glock, because I don't sell my Glocks or my bullpups.
Did you ever shoot that? Did you ever shoot that Walther 22 bullpup I left up there?
No, we haven't done the video on that yet either.
Oh, okay. All right.
I shot it before with you, but I need to do that video so that I can get that back to you.
No worries. I'm not worried about that. That's not one of my guns that I'm like.
Oh, okay. In that case, you might never get it back.
Well,
if you want to leave some guns at my house, you can.
I still owe you some stuff, and you know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Don't even start that. People are talking about what movie, so we need to figure out a way how. Obviously, we don't have the time to do that today, but we need to figure out sometime next week what movie we want to do. Since people are throwing up their movies. Someone said Die Hard, Heat. Seeing a bunch of different movies going through here.
I think in Die Hard he used an MP5.
Yeah, I carry my revolver in single action. Says R.I.P. Mac Miller. So, do you guys know who Mac Miller is?
Yeah, the rapper, right? He died. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. I saw about that today. OD'd.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I didn't really listen to Mac Miller. I know that he was dating Ariana Grande or something.
Well,
so you got to be careful of those pop star chicks, man. You know,
maybe he touched the flag that she wiped her ass with.
I don't know.
You ever see that? You seen that picture of that sweet little lady wiping her butt with the American flag?
No, I've seen her do some terrible things. Yeah, I've seen her do some stuff.
Yeah, and then I love that something from that Aretha Franklin funeral where all the old guys are eyeing her ass.
Yeah,
that's all. That was really that was a high class operation there. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for a funeral.
Yeah. So let's see. Laser Days and Laser Nights. Is that a movie? No, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Care Bear on the Holiday Road says Daylight's End. Someone else said Heat. That's RTS guy. David Cardinal said Go See Happy Time Murders. That's the movie with the puppets. Have you seen the trailer for that?
Oh, I see. Yeah, I did.
It's so funny. I think that looks funny to me. I like raunchy.
It did look funny.
Yeah, I like raunchy, crazy ass movies like that. I don't know. Are there guns? Let's see. Let's see who else. We got to figure out what movie we're gonna do. We'll probably figure it out next week.
I just to let everybody know, I corrupted Richard Miller.
Mm-hmm.
I sent him a picture of one of those Israeli girls on Instagram. And he's corrupted now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we know where Richard's going to be spending his time. Wolf Stonehenge says Blazing Saddles. DC2 Mega Boost says The Killer with Chow Yun Fat. So
how about I just saw there's an article in the latest Firearms News about Escape from New York.
Someone says Terminator 2. Oh, Escape from New York would be a good one. There's a lot of guns in there.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, we need to figure this out, and we need to do like a show where we all get to, I don't know if you want to be down with that, Rod. I don't know if you're that deep into movies.
I am.
Okay, so we need to figure that out where, you know.
What are we doing?
Well, so my idea is we have a night, and we call it movie night. But before that, we have to like announce what the movie is. We have to have some during some show. We have to figure out what movie we're gonna do.
Richard Hughes, not Richard.
And then we're all gonna look at the movie. Yeah, we're all gonna look at it, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk about the guns in the movie.
We're gonna meet you at your house or something?
No, we're gonna do it here. We're gonna meet us. We're gonna meet us here. Right here.
Okay, here.
On the World Wide Web.
We're gonna
like,
share
damn, that's a long ass trip to go look at a movie at your house.
www.here.
Here, mofo.
I'm like, hey man, you better keep the extra bedroom open for me. And then the boys.
You better get that barbecue grill going. That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah. Don't worry. I'll do the cooking. You do the
movie ruling.
Yeah, someone says Terminator 2. There's a whole bunch of someone says don't be a menace in the hood. Yeah. And then my CA says wait to do Die Hard until Christmas time. That's true. That would be a good Christmas.
Hank,
what's up?
Don't forget there were some guns in Harlem Nights.
Yeah.
The little small gun.
No, that's true. They are the
What kind of gun was that?
And the one in Harlem Nights where they're all shooting. Well, they were all shooting Tommy guns, and there was a guy that had some kind of revolver, but
a little small. Maybe you show it to Walter. He may know.
Yeah, I don't think Walter's seen Harlem Nights.
No, I haven't.
It's funny though, Walter. You would like it.
It's real funny.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm aware of the movie, but I have not seen it.
Do you like the Eddie Murphys?
Yes, I do like Eddie Murphy. I find him very.
Speaking of Eddie Murphy, man, how about 3 weeks ago, I was looking at what's the movies where he played the cop?
Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah, Beverly Hills Cop, and they had the one they were in the amusement park with
that was Beverly Hills Cop 3.
3. All right, so
Wally World or something.
Wally World, right?
Wally World. Yeah.
How about I'm looking at the movie, just looking at all the guns, naming them like, oh yeah, that's a so and so. Yep, that's so and so. That's so and so there. That's a good movie if you want to see different guns in it.
Yeah, well, that's what we're talking about. Okay, Armament and Axes gave us $2. He says Starship Troopers. What was the battle rifle in Starship Troopers?
Man.
Okay, see, this is why we all have to be able to look this up.
Yeah, I don't know.
We have to look this up, and there is firearms internet movie database that we're going to figure this out next week. We'll figure out what it out
real quick. Okay. Larry Vickers has a series of videos of ISS, which is the movie company that provides the majority of all the firearms.
Yes, independent studio services.
Yeah, it's like 3 videos he has. Guys, go look at the Vickers channel. Is really cool because a lot of those firearms you see in there, you'll be like, oh man, I remember that gun from that movie. Mm-hmm. So that's a good one. You guys may want to check it out too. Yeah, Walter, you especially would love that.
Yeah, I gotta talk to Hank and I gotta talk to those people.
I actually went to ISS, Rod.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I need to get.
When I was on the road trip, I went up there. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when I was on the road trip, I went up there, and Larry Zanoff, that's in Netflix's what was it, Hollywood Weapons, which is a good TV show you guys should check out. We're trying to get him to come on. Hopefully we'll get him or someone else from independent studio services to come on. So people are still throwing up movies. We're gonna come back and do the movie thing. I think we need to get into it next week. Chris Gibson says Harlem Nights is one of the best movies ever made and is full of legends of TV and cinema. That is so true. Harlem Nights. You gotta, if you look at Harlem Nights, you're gonna call me. It's very funny. It's the kind of funny that we used to have in America, and
where it wasn't like all political and crap.
No, man, it's good. It's good. This is just real. I don't want to ruin any of the things for you. Otherwise, I would tell you some of the good
stuff. Where everybody makes fun of everybody. That kind of movie.
Yes. Everyone makes fun of it. The movie is fun.
No one is safe.
Yes, no one is safe. It's classic. It's a gangster movie. It does have a lot of guns, actually. It has classic Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy had a Gumby up in that movie.
Yeah, he did. But that movie was one of the best dressed movies you'll ever see. Everybody was clean.
Yeah, that was Eddie Murphy in his prime, and that was Richard Pryor before he died. I
And
think
Red
it's
Fox.
yeah, it's one of the
Red
last
Fox?
movies Red Fox was in. Yeah, Red Fox was in there. What's the name
Della
of the
Reese.
Della Reese was in there. Della Reese passed, didn't she?
Yeah.
Did she?
I think
Yeah.
Yeah.
so too. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the guy's name?
You shut
from,
off my pinky too.
What's the guy's name from what's the Spike Lee joint? We had Radio Raheem and the guy Sal's Pizza. What's his name? Danny
Aiello.
Aiello. Yeah.
Yeah, Danny Aiello is in there. It's a great movie. You got to see it. If anyone's got if you've got I don't know if Harlem Nights is on Netflix or Amazon Prime or whatever, but you got to check it out. Okay, so we got to wrap this before Lola gets really mad at me. It's been an awesome show. Listen, hopefully you guys will be able to talk to your friends the way that we do, that we could talk and argue and get it on.
Right.
Which we do here very often, but I appreciate everyone watching. So let's let Rod, what do you have going on real quick before we get out of here, man?
As soon as I get off of here, I gotta get
I know you got a date with Kaepernick. Go ahead, you can talk.
No, I got a class in the morning, a training class in the morning, so I gotta.
I heard you got a job combing out Kaepernick's fro.
Hey, if it pays good, I'll do it.
Well, he's got all that Nike money. Might as well.
Man. Woo.
All right. Okay, I know that was a low blow. Go ahead, Rod. I'm sorry.
No, I got a training class in the morning, and pretty much I'll be doing that from maybe. Oh man, I got it scheduled at 8 o'clock, so I'll be out there bright and early.
Oh, you better go to sleep early tonight, man.
Yeah, man. I don't even have all my stuff. I got to get my. But even though it's just a training class, I'll have. It's not going to take me long to get all my stuff together. Range bag and all that stuff.
Okay, cool. Throw up some pictures if you can.
Will do.
All right, awesome. Walter, what do you have going on, sir?
Oh man, I'm probably going to be at the shop tomorrow working on some stuff, so we can get some more of those stocks out quicker. And no big plans this weekend. Just hanging out.
Yeah. Okay. Very cool.
I probably might fire up that other milling machine and make some more of those CZ parts too at the same time. So we'll see what's going on.
Yes, if you're gonna go in there, you better make some.
Well, I'm making. I got to finish deburring the rods for the CZ stocks.
You're gonna burn the rods?
Deburr them.
Oh, you got to deburr the rods? Good luck on that one.
Burl.
No, I got to deburr, not burl. No burl.
I know. I'm just teasing you. Get it, rod right here. You got to deburr the rod.
Deburr.
Yeah.
Deburr. It's not fun, but anyways, it's boring shit.
Yeah, I carry my revolver in single action. Says Rod, I'll buy that Ruger for $350. There you go, offer. So you guys can work that out if you want to. You guys can work it out. Make sure I get my percentage.
Crackbot was asking about word on the 50 uppers. Not yet.
Yes, yeah, we're waiting on that one.
Stuff is going, but nothing yet.
Yeah.
Keg 12.
Keg 12. Earth to Keg 12. Earth to Keg 12. You get me? Roger,
yes.
over.
Yes. Keg 12s, by the way, folks. I don't know how many Walter has left, but if you're looking for Keg 12s, this is a good time. Walter has them all on sale.
And 20 gauges and some 410s. So
yes. So go get you a Keg 12 right now while you still can.
Yeah. Get you some.
Yeah, before Gilliam becomes governor of Florida. And then we'll all be called. I'll give you guys all Rod Mills' number.
Last little thing on that whole thing. I think the Dems were like in shock when they found out he actually won, because he wasn't the chosen one, and I'll leave it with that.
No, it's going to be pretty tough for them to win. So yeah, we pretty much know right now DeSantis is going to be the next governor of Florida. I know. Yeah, I know that sounds tough to some people out there. Yeah, nothing's ever a done deal.
Yeah, you never know. Look at that. He won the runoff. So hey,
something. Yeah, something could get pulled out of the woodworks right now, but
check those. Make sure you don't know hanging chads. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, someone might throw a monkey wrench up in there. Someone might throw a monkey wrench.
Don't monkey with that election there, Hank Stranger.
No, absolutely. All right, listen. I want to thank everyone for supporting us, for watching all week. It's been a lot of fun. Really appreciate the sponsors, ATI Outdoors. Okay, we can't forget these dudes right here, Fort Scott Munitions. Of course, we can't forget the Safety Harbor Firearms right there, and Andrew's Custom Leather. So and then I think in coming up here in about a week or so, I'll be able to announce that there's some people who are going to specifically sponsor the podcast part of what we do, because those people I just mentioned sponsor everything that we do. Like Walter sponsors all the things, but we're getting some specific podcast sponsors coming up, and I'll be able to talk about that. And if anyone out there is interested in that, hey, we got to help pay for the rent and all that other kind of stuff around here.
Yep.
So, and thanks to the people who support us on Patreon. We're on Patreon / Hank Strange on there. So thanks a lot for that. Walter throwing up flare gun. Ah! There you go. All right, we're out of here. Peace.
Peace.